Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Summit 5 qualifiers. You've been watching European and a little bit of Southeast Asian before that. Now we're in America. It's going to be freaking wonderful. Super excited about this one. Kingdom Dota facing off against Pain Gaming. I'm Lyrical Dota, joined today by MotPax. Sir, how are you doing? You excited about this matchup we got here?
As always, right? I mean, a little bit of NA Dota kicking off the evening. I suppose it's still a little bit of mid-afternoon over there on the old West Coast, so some of those guys are just rolling out of bed, the hardcore West Coast Dota fiends. They're just getting up. They've been up all night trying to get those late good NA pubs, trying to get that nice 6K average, the sweetness, It can be rough around these parts.
It's true. It's a wild west of Dota 2 indeed. And starting it off right here, we're going to be seeing the Doom band out as well as the Slardar, a little bit of Invoker action, Bounty Hunter, Beastmaster, Lion, Batrider, and Alk. Man, the Alchemist, he is just everywhere nowadays. I swear that this guy is just like, he can change the whole dynamic of a game. You're playing Dota 3.
I just don't even know what to say about that hero anymore, honestly. Some games, you can pick him like 5th, which is where I really like him the most, as I just turned on Dota TV. Hey there, guys. Sorry about that. It's like, he's so strong as a 5th pick, but unfortunately he's just too popular at this point where you can't really get away with it, whereas you really kind of could for the first little bit of this patch. Like Newbie whipped that out quite a few times for Moo. They just see a draft, they go, would you look at that? They have a lot of AoE, but there's no way they can kill an Alchemist from 18 to 30 minutes, and that was just the pick, and they just win the game. So we'll see how Pain want to try and deal with it now that they're going to see it this early. I really like that they have the Beastmaster, who's been a very popular counter to the Alchemist for that roar to set up into the AA, which they then also banned. So looking good so far.
Yeah, they realize what they need to do. A little bit of backstory real quickly. As you guys can see, Pain Gaming very limited on the reserve time. Kingdom Dota was like 20 minutes late to this game because there was some internet issues, and then Pain Gaming ended up being like another 20 minutes after that. So this game is significantly delayed, and because of that, Pain Gaming ended up getting that level 2 penalty, so minus 70 seconds on their drafting time. So if that seems why things are going a little bit more quickly, there's some stuff going on behind the scenes. But the other bans that we saw, the Dragonite going to get taken out, that big hulky presence in the mid lane that can always cause trouble for the Alchemist, as well as the Lich, Ancient Apparition that you mentioned, and the Vengeful Spirit. We're going to go for a third pick, Night Stalker. I gotta say, this hero felt so strong to me in the previous patch, and it always feels like it underperforms nowadays. Like, you can see a team fight is about to come your direction, but I feel like given the dynamic that so many of these other heroes that are in the meta provide a lot of team fight presence, Night Stalker sees that it's coming but can't do anything about it. He's just sort of stuck there with Void and a Silence.
Yeah, I'm not sure what really gave him his big rise. The counter Beastmaster is still his big thing. Just trying to give your own team some control over that vision, trying to reduce the overall hawk. It's kind of where he's at this point. Earlier on, at the start of this patch, as well as near the end of last patch, when we still had this whole Iron Talon 4-role Night Stalker, one of his biggest roles was just running into the back lines of these fights and trying to silence up your invokers, your pucks, anyone who's really important in that sort of it like controls the entire team fight themselves, basically. So he can try and do that, maybe even try and get a key silence up on the Alchemist long before that Manta style comes out. But for this game, it's looking a lot like Vision will be the name of the game.
Yeah, and I think that that's where you have to play him, is in those early roles where maybe you try and rotate in before Al can even find a Radiance, possibly. You think about that 4-minute rotation. Possibly if Night Stalker is able to get that level 4 up by that point, he's going to have Void, Hunter, and the Knight at 2 points, and then the long duration Silence, which could be pretty strong. And to counter out this, you see that the Earth Spirit was taken as well as the Oracle. The Earth Spirit, obviously great for roaming and possibly even counter initiation, and Oracle can do as well, but we're probably just going to see him stuck up there in that top side. So pretty nice start so far, but the Morphling, another a little bit odd pick.
Yeah, it seems to be maybe a little bit of a comfort thing perhaps in this case, just a nice chord that they feel like they're okay with running. It's kind of nice with the Beastmaster, you get that little trigger finger with the Lincoln Sphere, right? Kind of gives you a good excuse to even build the item in the first place, where it's like, oh, there goes my Lincolns, and I can just instantly replicate away. So the cast animation's even so long that sometimes you don't have to waste your Lincoln Sphere, you can just be right out of there, someone like the Morphling.
Yeah.
The Oracle pick as well, though, counter up that Batrider. It's pretty solid. They don't have a lot of hard lockdown besides Roar on the side of Kingdom. I guess we'll be expecting some big plays out of the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, he's going to need to perform pretty heavily, and maybe even think about going back for one of those safe lane carries that's capable of having a little bit more lockdown. You could think about possibly Sven, maybe. I've
Yeah.
seen it one time with an Alk where he actually gave him the Aghanim Scepter, and then it was like the Alk just had a DD rune the whole time. It was disgusting. I hated it, but it was also great.
That sounds pretty good. I mean, Oracle and Sven are also one of like the big combos that really kind of started bringing Oracle, especially in like the CIS season or CIS scene. First, it was the OD, just
Right.
like that. I'd go to town, and then OD got dumpstered. Mega, that hero's just gone. But the False Promise still works pretty well to keep someone up and running like a Sven during the mid fight. I kind of like that. A little bit of control. Could go for something like a Ember Spirit if you're feeling really greedy. Zizzy, he's done some cool stuff, like maybe a safe lane Storm Spirit. I wonder if that's what they're considering right now.
That would be freaking awesome. I would love to see some Safe Lane Storm. I haven't seen it in a
Night
while.
Stalker is scary.
Yeah, that's true. And honestly, Batrider is to a large extent as well. You've got a lot of ways to bring in Lion. Yeah, it's actually, it would probably be...
Well, they were first picking it during the Manila Major.
Really? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
they were first picking Storm Spirit, and I was just like, "What is happening?" And they did it 2 games in a row, and they lost like hard.
Oh,
and you're just
no.
like, "What were you guys thinking?" I'm glad they're going back for the meta hero, the guy that gets banned in every single one of my pubs. It's like the first thing. It's like Slark. I thought it was gonna be Axe, but
Yeah.
everyone's just like, "Get rid of that damn Slark, man." It's very good right now.
It's so weird. The Echo Saber, I just did not think that it was going to be good on him, but I, again, proven wrong in my limited Dota 2 knowledge. Like, mathematically, you build attack speed and it's better, but I guess it's maybe just the cheapness of it and the stats that are good too. But regardless, the Darkseer was also banned out. Pain Gaming gonna end up going back for that Timber. I love this pick right here. Gives you a lot of potential to burst through that Alchemist, considering you've got all that pure damage. It could be a little bit scary still in the laning stage, possibly. Do you think that you can shut down a Timber with? I mean, there's a lot of burst from Oracle that's magical that reactive armor he doesn't really care about.
Yeah, it's nice here. They don't have the kind of stuns that you need against the Timber Saw, because Fortune's End's not going to do anything. You're just going to be able to Timber Chain away. The only thing they're going to have is going to be the rotating and kick from the Earth Spirit, but he'll probably be a little bit busy in the mid lane anyway. So I like this. I think this is a pretty solid Timber Saw game. He's also kind of a classic hero up against Slark, just because you go into the Dark Path or the Shadow Dance, it doesn't even matter, right?
Yeah.
All your abilities as Timber Saw are still going to go right through and chew out that Slark because he's dropping into the lower bits of his HP pool.
The one thing that I will say is that both of these heroes, Morphling and Timber, they kind of survive by getting hit like a lot and just being able to tank through it. Like Morphling switching over to that strength form, and then of course with Timber being able to get those stacks up of reactive armor. And Slark, he kind of loves that. If you're able to just sort of continuously hit away onto one of these heroes, it's going to be good. But I don't know if that's going to be entirely capable. Again, maybe a little bit of a problem, that lack of lockdown outside of the roar. But we'll see how it ends up going as far as the early rotations go. Newsham is going to be able to place down this Observer Ward over in the mid lane, and that should allow any rolling boulders forward to make something happen potentially for his team.
I'm not sure. Was that Newsham pinging himself? Yeah, okay, never mind. I thought maybe he somehow got spotted, but King RD didn't throw down a ward or anything, so they're going to know he just put that down now, though.
Yeah, a nice little Orb of Venom trying to go for the body blocks. Isn't quite there as of yet. Is actually going to go for the Purge onto the Earth Spirit. They end up being able to catch King RD in a little bit of trouble. Kind of going to end up maybe going down. He dropped the Void, is going to be able to get the slow, and First Blood goes the way of Pandago.
So, in this case, obviously Kingdom know that this ward exists, but they should know about this ward either being right here or here, which are both going to be covered by the same sentry. Just the way that roll came in, I'm going to assume that Pain had figured that out. Like, King RD's like, wait a second. Like, I was hidden when I placed that ward, and I still got rolled on, so
Right.
some sort of vision was existing in this area. See if we get a sentry sent mid from the line at some point.
Yeah, and that is a fairly common place to put the ward. Not nearly as common as this one, but this is probably not going to get dewarded anytime soon, the one over on the high ground. But the mid Batrider is what we're going to be seeing this time. The matchup against the Slark, who's actually going to be going mid. I like this a lot, being able to dark pack off those sticky napalm stacks.
Yeah, it's good. It's a little bit unusual and sort of disadvantageous just because you do have the Alchemist not going to be near all those bounty runes, but again, it is really a bad matchup for Slark when he has to go up against the Timber Saw, and then just as you said, if you can get that matchup against the Batrider, who you're just so much better at against as a Slark, like, that's fantastic. You can never get that whole man-up potential, which is so frustrating as a Slark, or as the Batrider. Like, you have no kill potential on Susie right now.
Yeah. The one thing that is a little bit unfortunate is, of course, the natural like strength hero against the Timbersaw. But with the Oracle here, maybe you end up being able to have a little bit of an easier time of it. And there's the Dark Pact off, and again, 747, the Rolling Boulder is going to miss, and he takes a little bit of a tower shot for his trouble. Newsham does not have the same ability to survive against this Bat Rider, and might end up getting brought down here. Maybe a little bit of an overextension. No, he's going to be fine. Just a little bit of tit for tat here in the mid lane.
Yeah, I like this. Good plays here. Not too, extended here from Lanero. He has to be very cautious because he has to just consistently put those stacks down onto Susie. Does not want to run any sort of trouble where the Dark Pact happens, and he's too busy with the Earth Spirit, ends up dying. As for that top lane, the other good part about, even if you are a strength hero versus Timbersaw in lane, you generally aren't going to get too many points in the whirly death early on. Like, maybe he'll only get 1 point in reactive armor. It depends on how aggressive they're going to be on him, so he might get those earlier points in the whirling death, but largely it's just all about that timber chain.
That's a good point. Well, 747 going to take a little bit of damage. Dark Pax again is going to need to back out. He still has 17 stick charges. Like, he is not going to die in this lane. Every single time the Bat Rider is popping something off, he's just being able to get that extra bit of survivability. They are going to roll in.
This.
Maybe going to be able to steal it. Are you kidding me? Orb of Venom. He does end up getting it, not the full amount of the regen, but they are going to be slowed down, so a few more right clicks. He actually does not have Firefly, no mana for it, and 747 looking to maybe try and make something happen. They rolling bullet forward, a little bit of a miscommunication, but it shouldn't end up mattering. They can't quite get the vision on him, and that's going to solve away. Nice.
Yeah, nice little rotation there as well. And 747 will just back up. He's fine. This is kind of interesting, though. Like, I'm just so used to being Bat Rider and just hating my life versus a Slark, but I suppose when there's not too many supports hanging around, like that was a pretty deep rotation coming in that time, it's actually not the worst lane for the Bat Rider. Typically, he just runs into trouble where there's like a setup stun into the pounce. So maybe he won't have too bad of a time. Bottom lane, we haven't even talked about this, but to be expected, Jenkins Iron Talenting into the jungle, just waiting for this camp to spawn, and relative free farm here for 4DR.
Yeah. He should be fine, and pretty happy with that. Again, there's always the issue with the Morph lane where you don't end up doing a ton in the mid game, as I end up missing the kill in the mid lane. Bat Rider 747 brings him down. So you talked about how dangerous that was. I just one pounce forward and he overextended.
Rip. All right, that's not healthy for a Bat Rider. He is like really poor. I guess that makes sense too, just because it is melee. Yeah, he's got 12 assets. I was expecting less. Oh well. You can give a little bit of space to King RD in the lane at some point as well. I'm guessing the stacks. Yeah, I got some going. King RD's on top of it. Big old stack for the Bat Rider.
They're doing a pretty decent job for it. We haven't seen a ton in the jungle right now for the Alk as of yet. Are going to try and do a little bit of damage here. This might be a dead Timbersaw. They do get the vision, and he is just going to die. Alchemist finds that one. Easy peasy.
And that's pretty important in this scenario as well. Like, the early point concoction are being committed as they get the kill as well, and the Newsham down bottom, trying to be that leeching support. We see this all the time. Mirana's, Earth Spirits, kind of that 4 roamer when the offlaner gets zoned out and you happen to have a little bit better escape. You're like, oh, I can live down there. It'll be fine. I can get that experience. That's worth it, though. Like, considering what point he would be at. Oh, actually, he's still only level 2. Okay. I thought maybe he was having a better time down there.
It's not been the best. Yeah, it's been pretty good for them. They've been able to keep pretty great vision on him, and unfortunately the rolls in have not really translated the kill. Again, the Slark kill was sort of a solo one that he ended up being able to get, so it's not the easiest in the world. Up here, Timbersaw is still doing okay despite dying. Like, he's been able to get level 4, and Jenkins is level 4 himself, so it's relatively even across the board. I guess what is it that we need to do since he just comes by? Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that was excellent. That's so frustrating as a Night Stalker, too. He just, like, wants level 4, man.
Oh, Boulder? Right there, catches him on the edge. Huh. So what are we waiting for on these sides? Do we just want to try and keep on farming up for the Alchemist until he gets that armlet? Is that pretty much what we're waiting for at this point?
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty passive dire side, I would say. Like, Newsham's not going to be that mega aggressive Earth Spirit. He's just going to be TPing to towers and trying to stop ganks, doing his thing. You also have an Oracle, so same idea. And they're just going to chill out, farm up a little bit, get him to that Shadow Blade, get him to the Necro Book, aim for some timings around that and the armlet, get up into the Radiance. Burden definitely on Pain here. Got to get that Blink Dagger up on the Bat Rider, going to try and slow down that Alchemist, and then I'm sure Timbersaw has to go bottom, because as you see again top lane,
Yeah, this is not the easiest. Oh, really good play right there as well to be able to interrupt the Timber Chain. They find the kill. That was not an easy kill to get.
No, they only have like one thing that's really going to interrupt that. Well, I suppose they have 2 stuns they have to worry about, and he actually did skill Concoction, which is pretty sick too. Yeah. Zizzy just making the plays. Oh, bottom lane. Oh, that pounce! What? I can't believe that hit.
Oh my god. Another one. Really well played. 747. He's on a roll right now. He's been able to get himself 2 kills. He doesn't have the highest last hits in the world, just 32, but it's not the biggest deal either. They're also continuing to try and stack up these camps, and it looks like they're going to see if they can steal them. Iron Talon as well as the Bat Rider here should be able to do a good amount of work to this. They also have a haste rune on Bat, so he's going to be able to spot this out. Might be in a little bit of trouble. They're actually going to back out for the moment, and I don't think that anybody can get here to save him in time. He's going to end up probably going down, trying to run away again. They are going to be able to rotate in with the Slark. Might be able to find him, actually. They do get the Void off. That's going to be 1 kill at the very least. Now Slark needs to get away. He does not have his ultimate. 16 stick charges, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. They did finish off the whole stack, though, so pretty well done right there to make that happen.
Yeah, and there was the Fortune's End, so we actually popped the haste rune before that went off, so nice little play there just to debuff that, and possibly could have got more with maybe like a lasso or something. Is again mid lane.
Yeah, stun comes through. They will get the rolling boulder, and that's another easy one. 747. He's doing what he needs to do for his team. Oh, up top, looking, gonna be able to right click this Timber Saw. He actually can't Timber Chain away super effectively, and is just going to turn and try and fight this out. They have rotated in now, are going to be able to get the Earth Spike there as well. They don't have enough to bring him down, though. He's just too big, this Alchemist.
Oh man, this is so rough for this Timber Saw. Like, at least he's getting the levels, so he's got that, but he's poorer than the Night Stalker. And yeah, he's 2 levels below him, but I don't know, Timber Saw, he's got to get off to a pretty good start, get into that Bloodstone. It is like so much better now, though, than it used to be for Timber Saw. Man, that first Bloodstone, you have like a freebie now, where it's like, okay, you can die once with your Bloodstone. Before, it was like you die that first time with the Bloodstone, it was like pretty much you're done as a Timber Saw. You just have to like rely on your team for like 10 minutes, but this time you have like 2 chances to make plays. And those extra, what is it, 3 charges now that compared to the old one, I think?
Yeah, I think that it's up to 12. 4, yeah.
It's 4 more.
Which is pretty nice. We're also going to see down here in the bottom lane, it looks like they want to try and jump on a 4DR. They do have a stun as well as a silence that can come out. They get the roar. There's the silence. Not going to be able to go into any strength form, and now he's just going to end up dropping, I think, morphing away. Is going to be able to TP out 4DR. Are you kidding me? He actually escapes from that one. Oh, man.
Damn, son. Calm and collected, you know. No one's hanging out in his lane, so he doesn't have any points in the reload or the replicate. Top lane. Only level 7, but he can still tango up the Alchemist just because he is generally tanky here.
Yeah, they're not really afraid, and I don't think that there's much kill potential unless somebody rotates in. And honestly, like with reactive armor, he does not care about any of that. Well, meanwhile, back here in the bottom lane, fairly low on Kingdom. They are not going to be able to find anything on the return. It looks like everybody's just going to retreat for the moment. But meanwhile, top lane, Zizzy is going to try and jump onto King RD. He gets up close and personal. Is up right now the ultimate form, though, so that's going to be the retreat away for the moment, at least.
Everything here so far, though, definitely favoring the side of Kingdom. Overall, it is about 2.5. Actually, it's almost up to 3K-ish lead. They're getting there. But this is what they want, right? Just kind of passively chilling out. Bat Rider still pretty far away from the blink, considering it's around 10 minutes. Like, 300 gold to go, no more stacks it seems, and he has to split a little bit of his jungle here with the Timber Saw, who's also trying to catch up for himself. At least they do with the Finger of Death, so once they have that lasso up and running, they should be able to get a guaranteed kill. Just smoke up with the Lion, you know, pseudo Sunstrike coming out.
Yeah, I mean, it's in a lot of ways, well, I don't know, it depends. I mean, pure damage pretty good. They do manage to get that little stack off, though, which is always nice. It's kind of a battle of just the economy at this stage. Is I almost feel like this is not the way that Pain should be playing it, considering you're up against an Alchemist and a Slark who do so much more with farm than the Pain heroes do, I think. I mean, am I reading that wrong? Is 4DR going to be able to carry them this game just sort of mainly on his own as far as carry potential goes, or am I missing something there?
I don't know. It's going to be hard. It's a lot on his shoulders. Like, You assume it's still going to be the E-Blade build, but is that going to be enough versus an Alchemist? Unlikely. That means everyone else, like the Timbersaw basically has to kill the Alchemist, and 40R has to kill everyone else. That's kind of how it feels like right now.
Yeah. Well, and that seems really difficult. They're actually going to end up trying to TP into this. Blink Dagger is online for the Batrider. Meanwhile, while that was going on, they're going to see that Zizzy is not going to
They had a
be able to
scan.
rotate
They know
for
the
this.
Batrider's here.
Yeah, they realize that this is going on, but they don't realize that he had a Blink Dagger, I guess. Nushim is going to get jumped down, and unfortunately, Fate's Edict does not care about pure damage. And this might actually just end up being a dead Pendago. Can they actually kill him off? Nobody is rotating as of yet. They've dived fairly deep for this one. Needs to get off the Fate's Edict, but not going to be able to do it. Meanwhile, Linero, I think that he should be able to escape from this. There's the blink away, and he is all good. For the moment, possibly. 747 looking. It's going to be able to catch. There's the roar, and that should be a kill, possibly. No, he timber chains away. They're not going to be able to find him, I don't think. He chakrams through the trees.
Man.
They're looking for the catch, but unfortunately, it's just not going to happen. He goes back the other direction, but there's finally the pounce. 747 finds his kill, and they definitely needed that one.
Oh man, that was looking good.
It was. Unfortunately, they were not quite able to get out of there in time. The Batrider is going to be held in position for a moment, but it's pretty deep to dive.
This sustains, gold remains.
Alright, so this is it. Second chance here. King RD, nighttime. This time he's got an earned brown boots. He's level 7.5. Can he make the plays? I don't know. I was syncing up with that Batrider perhaps. When's our next lasso? 13 seconds. Windlace. Blink. He's ready to roll.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious now, too, as we're looking at this. You've got the Morphling going back for his Lincoln Sphere. And, well, it does feel like that's something that you're going to need against the Beastmaster. It's just sort of that predominant build that you always see the Morphlings go. I don't know if it's going to be able to do enough to shut down Zizzy before he starts getting crazy farmed. And already he's, you know, what, 2/3 of the way to the Radiance. They're going to be able to find him here. He actually doesn't have his ulti for another 12 seconds. They are going to be able to catch and pull him back for the moment. There's going to be the Finger of Death from afar. They also have the pure damage coming through, but silence and stun down. They are going to be able to find that kill. Magnetize onto several. They're going to be able to kill off that Timbersaw. And on the other side, Goody is trying to run away. They maybe are going to be able to kill him off in the base. Did he die to the Magnetize? I think that he actually does, possibly. No, he's going to be able to survive. But they killed off the Batrider. So the Lion barely gets away from that one. It was really close.
Yeah, that's good though. They need that, right? Trying to slow down this Alchemist as much as they can. And in the end, it's not going to be all that much. It's only going to lose like, what, 200 gold or something like that? And he lost 330, so not too much for an Alchemist. Just pocket change, really. I do like the Lycan Sphere, though, I think, from 40R. His role this game is going to be just, like, farming creep waves for, like, forever. Until, like, I don't even know, 30 minutes probably. He'll show up to a couple fights here and there, but other than that, he's just going to be pushing, farming waves, replicating out, pushing, farming waves, replicating out, trying to get crazy farms so that he can actually try and deal with this side of Kingdom.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And now I'm looking at this also. Again, it's just harkening back to the thing that I always feel is if Night Stalker does not get off to like a really great start early on, and you know he's been a part of 2 kills, only died once. Even still, I think about some of those other heroes that could get played in this role, like an Enchantress potentially or something like that, where you can do a ton of damage in the course of a team fight and have the heals. And while he has had a couple of somewhat crucial silences, I don't know. I always that's the problem that I find with this hero is that you need to wait until Axe comes up before you can really be effective, unless it's those first couple of nights.
Yeah, and he didn't really have the best roaming partners either for that 4-minute. Like, Batrider was still busy trying to farm up towards that Blink Dagger. Timbersaw just needs levels, and Gold, he can't do anything. Kind of the same idea with a Morphling, so all you're left with is a Lion. And I don't think he was anywhere close to level 6 at 4 minutes, because obviously he's 8 position 5 Lion, so there really wasn't anywhere for he could like show up in the lane and get stuff done. The Slark is just too slippery at that point, because usually he's really close to level 6, if not already having it by the time the Night Stalker could even show up.
Well, they have been able to secure themselves a Roshan. 747 actually going to be going for the Orchid, it looks like, or is that going to be the Echo Saber? Am I silly here?
For the Slark, yeah, Echo Saber.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, there's going to be the stun going forward. They've been able to catch on 747. He's a little bit far forward. There's the roar, keeping him alive for the moment, and it looks like he's going to be able to survive through that. The combo of the Oracle ulti as well as his regular ulti himself, Slark is just a madman when he's able to get that off.
Yeah, that's actually a crazy combo. I haven't seen that one in practice too much, but you know, double healing, good stuff, excellent plays. I like that.
Also saw up top there the Alchemist throwing his concoction over at the Morph lane and then forcing him to step back for a moment as it broke the Lincoln Sphere. And now with the Relic on the way, this is the point where Alchemist starts to become pretty freaking scary. Our Spirit steals his bounty rune, but that's fine.
Morphling is catching up though.
Yeah.
Kind of impressive for 40R. He's only, wow, how's he only 900? Like he's like 1,000 gold away basically from Zizzy right now. That's madness. But he has gotten 3 points in the concoction, trying to be a little bit more combative here, trying to hold his own, joining a couple fights. And even that presence did help him just secure that Roshan as well for Suzy. Just no way they want to fight that up.
Right. Nusha, meanwhile, is going to be in the jungle for the moment, and Rolling Boulder away does not want to get caught out. Do you think that he ends up going for a Veil, potentially, this game? I always feel like that's one of the best items to go on the Earth Spirit if you're able to build it up. Actually, I'll hold that thought for a moment, because Zizzy caught up for the moment, but he's just regenerating so much off the back of this. Is he going to be able to survive? Oracle coming from afar, doesn't have his ulti up as of yet, and he does end up going down. Pandago drops it on himself and should be able to walk away from this one for the moment, possibly, but on the other side, Jenkins is going to get chased down by the Morphlane, goes for the Replicate to keep him alive. I think that he's actually going to be able to survive this. Pandago hits the Purge away, and now King RD, he's in a little bit of trouble, is going to end up dropping. They get the Purifying Flames. How did Oracle survive that?
Pandago's a
God.
player. He's doing the, that's nice, just good use of the skills. Oracle's all about, like, being calm. You just gotta think about the hero. You're like, okay, I'm gonna ult myself. I'm gonna use my one. That's gonna double the healing. Alright, I'm up to, like, 600 right now. I took one Void. I'm gonna give myself that old Fate's Edict, Purified Flames myself. And he comes out of that, and he's almost at full HP. And I saw just like, what? Like, what just happened? Allies just coming for the cleanup.
It's pretty ridiculous. And again, this Aegis on 747 allows him to play so much more aggressive than he would otherwise. They ping out that he's in the area, and Slark, of course, doesn't realize this as of yet because he's still up there. But top lane, a little bit, no, they're not going to be going for anything. I thought that maybe they were going to try and kill off the Morph, but it's just the Alk. That's the thing is, there's like no way for them to kill this Morph lane in this game right now. They have to have the Earth Spirit there for the silence, and it's just not always going to be able to be available. Meanwhile, that is going to be a dead Lion.
Yeah, that's rough, man. You know, you're just at position 5. You know, it's like, I know it's a dangerous place to farm, but I gotta do it. I gotta get some gold somehow, and eventually I'm just gonna die to a Slark, so.
You know what? That's a part of that I didn't think about a ton. When I was thinking about Echo Saber on Slark and the reason why you would end up building it, I always compared it to attack speed. But a lot of times when you're playing Slark, if you're killing off a Lion, like that series of events happens a lot in the games that I play. I'm usually the Lion. And usually I'm able to get the Hex off after the Dark Pack wears off. But with an Echo Saber, you don't, because even if you throw an Earth Spike out, you're not going to be able to get away before you're dead. So kind of being able to secure himself that kill with it, pretty nice.
Yeah, it's such a solid item for the hero. He got a lot of kind of minor buffs, and I guess you call them the pseudo buffs, really. Just the fact that the Echo Saber's so good on him, and then 40R, the kick.
Oh, Silence coming in afterwards, but he's still got the strength form off. Unfortunately, that does mean that he's probably going to be able to survive through this. He goes for the Replicate away and is going to be fine. Again, just so difficult to kill.
Yeah, and again, Slark, so most people would just buy the drums, but now Echo Saber is just like better drums for Slark because the drums don't do as much now with the change, like giving more int than anything else these days, and then the whole Silver Edge too with the Ultimate Orb's fantastic.
Jump forward, catch on a Zizzy, immediately brought off. Again, the power of Oracle, and it looks like 747 is going to be able to finish off that tower. The pounce back, and they're going to be good to go.
Man, that's depressing when you're playing Batrider. That's just the worst, man. The full-out counter pick.
Yeah, I mean, I always think about Venge as the slightly better one just because of everything else that her kit brings to the table, but if you know how to play Oracle and you play it well, it really turns that hero into just an unstoppable defensive support. It's so difficult to play against. Oh. Over here to the side, 747 with his Shadow Blade up, but he also has an Invis Rune and runs into several. They get the Roar down. That's going to be a dead lion. Maybe going to be able to look for a little bit more. He still has a Pounce if he wanted to go for it, but is not going to opt to it. Instead, they're going towards the mid lane, and that's going to be the Purge dropped onto this Batrider. They are able to spot him out. The stun follows it up. They're also going to be able to kill him off, and Oracle finds that one. Meanwhile, over to the side here, Slark kills another. Night Stalker goes down. Might be able to kill off this Timbersaw as well. No mana, no time. Triple for 747. And the kinetic energy explodes out from Team Kingdom.
Well, we said at the start, they had to try and make things happen with the Batrider, as well as just like that Timbersaw has got those early levels. He never really got that safe lane place to head onto, like where the Morphling can maybe farm the jungle, right? That's a lot of things. A lot of times you'll see that when you have a Timbersaw, you'll have like a Lycan or something. He heads in the jungle, he farms up a little bit, you get the lane, just trying to guarantee some sort of a path into that Bloodstone, and there's just no way here for this Timbersaw. And slowly but surely, Kingdom have been amassing this lead. Yeah, they can't really deal with the Morphling, but who cares? I guess we'll get the old Radiance illusion.
I know that's the one little nice part that you do have about this is now you're going to be able to. Did he actually turn off the Radiance? He might have. Oh no, it's still there.
No,
I think
it's going.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just hard to see.
So that's the one thing is that Morphling is going to be able to do a decent amount of damage to the rest of the supports of Kingdom and such. But I just, again, I don't know if that's enough to be able to deal, like, I don't know if that's enough to make this Morphling pick worth it, because you compare the safe lanes right now of the Morph and what he's got. 188 last hits, that's wonderful, but then you've also got Slark who's been able to go 10-0-2, the 142 last hits. He's just, he's a madman. And this is going to be another dead hero. Very quickly is going to end up being able to jump away, and Earthspike from afar, they find the kill. Also going to be able to get this. This might be a huge one, but not going to be able to find it. Just going to turn and kill the Batrider. Roared of goody, say it ain't so. Oh my god, what a hero. What a player.
I really like the fact that 747 kind of backed up for a second there. Just understanding how much that streak is worth. I mean, as you're pointing out, 11-0-3, he really doesn't want to die. Especially not to a Batrider. Don't want to hand that guy over like the free 4-staff. Actually, he already has 4-staff. And then another Windlace, I saw that. And I guess be heading into the Yules. Another Windlace, as if Windlace was part of 4-staff. That would be nice. No movement speed, but that's not how it works, guys, please. Don't listen to me.
It's all good. I think that it's it feels like the Batrider builds have been so dynamic in terms of what people are using. Even back in the previous patch, I was watching a ton of those Chinese games where they would go drums first almost every game on Batrider, and then just like run at people because of how good that item was. But definitely the movement speed, pretty helpful.
Yeah, please don't build drums on your Batriders, guys. They know something that we don't. No one's quite figured out what they know, but we're still not there. Don't do it, especially not now. Jeez. I mean, I guess it has movement speed, but...
Well, the way that it was said before was that what you could do basically was completely dominate a lane with Batrider. It came up more quickly, you were able to run at somebody, you'd pop the charges, and then there's basically nothing that they could do because of your really high movement speed. And then it became this like other team fighting item, but... As I'm talking about drums on Batrider and why they're good, Slark kills lions. So, yeah, again, don't listen to us. We're we're just going to keep on talking about it here.
I definitely am not seeing a way back into this game right now for Pain. Let's see. You can't really... Yeah, you have to blink Lasso Slark, who is probably the hardest hero to lasso. I mean, he's classically the counter to the Batrider for a good reason.
Right.
Not sure you're going to be able to get that one. The Alchemist, you don't have an AA. You have a Silence, but you have a Night Stalker who had to go into the Aghanim Scepter, which is understandable, versus the Beastmaster, which means you don't really get that Blink Dagger we'll see sometimes when it's like that clutch Silence that you need.
Well, one thing they do have is that the E-Blade is actually going to be up on this Morphling in just a second. He has the Eagle song that's coming out to him right now, and that you know, it helps. He's got a lot of damage now. He's got a good amount of ability to do stuff. But again, how do you deal with 747, who just finds another pickoff? Every time he runs into a hero, they just find a kill. And I mean, he's got a Scotty now. He's got Scotty Echo Saber Shadow Blade at 25 minutes into the game. He is keeping up with an Alchemist at this point. The Morphling does kill off the Beastmaster down here in the bottom lane, but I don't know. It's so scary. Well,
Yeah.
looking for another silence. 4DR, strength form, and they need to get away from there. There's a
we
lot
can
of
take him,
damage.
Pandago. Come on. I'm not sure about that roll, Newsham.
Radiant's top tower.
Sacrifices Pandago. And Susie, don't go up that streak, man. But, I mean, it's cute, right? Yay, E-Blade. I killed the Beastmaster, but if it actually comes into some sort of 5v5, oh man, that is just depressing. They have the E-Blade up again.
He's got his ulti, though. That's the issue. And, I mean, that's the thing, is that if you don't have, like, Lasso up or one of those other spells, or at this point, he's just got so much damage that you can't actually kill him. You can't catch him before you can kill the Lion. This is such a difficult game for the Lion. 0-6-3. And it's not really his fault. Like, you can't blame him so much. It's just the laning stage, I think, it went too well for Kingdom here.
Yeah, and now they have the Bloodstone on the Timbersaw, so if he can just avoid dying, it is insanely helpful for farming, right? It should, like, quadruple, basically, the speed you can kill camps and creep waves, and you never have to go back to base. It's fantastic. So we'll see how long he can keep that rocking at those 12 charges. Godspeed, Jubilee. I believe in you.
I kind of forgot that there was a Timbersaw in this game. He hasn't
Yeah.
really been able to do a whole lot. I mean, you look at the net worths right now, and it's just so depressing right now for Pain. Like, I think that there's a lot of ways for them to execute team fights, but they don't really do well in the type of game that this is escalated into. It's been Kingdom dictating the pace over and over again, and it's basically just get 4DR as farmed as you can, and maybe try and find pickoffs with these other heroes. Like, you do have the Night Stalker Aghanim Scepter, but again, how do you deal with the heroes of Kingdom? You can maybe see that Slark is going to come kill you, but the only thing you can do is run away.
And how are they ever going to kill this Alchemist? Like, Zizzy should be invincible. You have E-Blade, that's your one really big single target damage, really. You know, something that's balanced around not being AoE, but you have an Oracle. So Pandago's just going to be like saving him every time, popping that mech, double heal from the mech, double heal from Purifying Flames. And Zizzy, of course, with his regen gets doubled during that.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that wouldn't work. Oh, wait, yes, it does. It's
It
the amount of
does,
health
yeah.
regenerated, yeah, so it does get doubled. Just like Slark. Wow, what a combo.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
pretty good.
cute little tricore there. Slark, Alk, Oracle, XD, OS Frog. All right.
It's pretty good stuff. Again, they've got this Aegis up on Slark. He's actually going to be building into a butterfly next. He is not afraid of a damn thing that Pain Gaming have on their side, and it's going to try and go forward again. They're seeing if they can bring down this Alchemist for the moment. Again, the Morph is pretty good against that. He's going to be able to go as well with the Adaptive Strike, and they back out again. Not going to get caught and killed for the moment.
Susie's just sitting slightly too close. He's like, there we go. Oh, now I get massive regen. Okay. That's 171 HP. There we go. Now we can go back in. But yeah, it's like E-Blade, one person, and then there's 4 other heroes, and you're like the only source of damage.
Glimmer Cape,
see
they
if
get
they
there,
win.
going to break the roar, and now, oh, we didn't quite get the roar off there onto Goody. Meanwhile, a little bit of a better team fight. They're going to bring Pandago forward. Oh, but the Oracle ulti keeps him alive at the very last second. I think that he might still drop here, but 4DR not going to end up being brought down as of yet. On the other side, Slark is going to be fine. Pandago doesn't even die. Oh, God, it's really hurting right now, and they are going to be able to wait for him away. That is going to get chased down. Lincoln's ends up popping, but Lion is still dead regardless. Meanwhile, over there, Linero is going to get caught. They're going to Rolling Boulder back in. 747 still hitting away here. He has ended up being able to get dropped fairly low, but isn't going to go down. They've still got the Purifying Flames, which is going to heal him back up on top of his ultimate. He has his Shadow Blade back up in a couple of seconds if he needs to. Jumps forward, tried to catch there onto the Night Stalker. Hasn't been able to get him as of yet, but they've got the gem, so complete vision right now on 747. They are going to be able to bring him down. Aegis is there. They've also got the Replicate that's out and hitting away on Pandango. They ended to bring it down, though, right at the last second before it killed off that Oracle. Meanwhile, the Flame Break back has to go for the suicide on Timbersaw. So 2 dead on the side of Pain Gaming, but more importantly, the 2 barracks are down as well.
We got the Aegis, though, guys. We killed the Slark. We can do it. That's just showing, like, finally we get some sort of a 5v5 engagement, and that's pretty much exactly what we were expecting to come out of that one, and now they're just so rich. I mean, you wipe out a full set of racks, time to buy some items. Octarine Core is now up for Zizzy. It looks like it'll be the Butterfly Path there for Susie as well, and I'm sure they'll just group up and go for it again.
I mean, 4DR does have some pretty decent farm under him right now. He's been able to finish off that E-Blade. He's been able to get the Lincoln Sphere. He's just barely behind the Slark, given he's 2 racks down, and they haven't taken a tier 2 tower as of yet. So what is the item right now for Morphling? Do you need to try and like go into the Scotty next yourself, or do you think that maybe it's worth it to try and build the butterfly, and or is it Manta time?
Radiant's top tower is under
I'm kind of digging. Oh, is it right? Wait,
It might be
MKB. It might be MKB just because
Yeah.
of the radiance. You just can't even guarantee damage, like even if he was to build it. So
Slark also just finished the butterfly, so that makes some sense. They're actually going to catch over here, though, and Beastmaster might go down, possibly, pops his Necro Books, and yeah, they find the kill. Timbersaw, he gets some Bloodstone charges.
yeah, that's frustrating. Like finally, you're getting that farm after your Lincolns, after your E-Blade, and you have to go right into the MKB. Not the best form of damage, but it'll do. And it's certainly gonna be the one he needs with the Radiance, and then of course that butterfly, as you're mentioning, being picked up there. Whew, rough times. Oh, Sark, hey, really? No, oh, Susie. Oh, please no.
He's
Don't
not.
feed the streak. Oh, the streak.
This might actually be it. This could be huge. They find the kill. 1,100
Oh, the
gold
lion.
going the way of the lion, though. Oh, why'd they give it to him? Fandango is going to drop, and suddenly a good bit of gold going back their way. Oh, I can't believe that the lion took that. I mean, I guess you want to secure the kill no matter what.
All right. I don't even know. Susie, like after all this game, Susie just like runs it. It's just like, oh, I'm sure it's fine. I'm all by myself at open ages this time, but I'll gladly just give up my streak. Maybe he was trying to tactically feed it.
There you go.
Does anyone but 4DR? He's like, this streak's getting a little insane. I don't want this thing anymore.
I mean, it's a little bit scary. You've still got this Morphling that hasn't died, just under 300 last hits, and is going to be actually ahead of the Slark in terms of farm, although you still have the issue of the Alchemist.
Okay, he actually does have buyback. And they are pushing. They're not leaving.
Oh my god, he doesn't have buyback.
20
what?
seconds with this? Is that enough to kill a tower? Oh, they're not even going to go for it.
They're going to
Zizzy?
go on to Zizzy. This is actually
All
a huge freaking problem. Silence, there's Adaptive Strike. Oh, barely able to get away. Pandango drops the ultimate onto him. That should ensure
he
that he
should come
stays
back
alive,
in.
I think. There's the Roar now. Is going to be able to catch onto the Timbersaw. Force staffed away for the moment. Meanwhile, Nusham jumped pretty far forward, and that's going to be 4DR trying to get out of here. There's going to be the Replicate away and should be fine. The Oracle kills the Lion. But Kingdom making things a little bit too close for comfort right now if you've got this type of lead.
You know how when the Oracle thing is going to heal, it starts getting those little green dots around the icon? That is the greenest ult I've ever seen in my life. He was literally down to like 10 HP, somewhere along. He was in double digits. And fully healed all the way back up to the 2600. I've never seen it so green. That is ridiculous that it doubles his regen, as well as Pandago popping the mech and everything else there for him, so... I know what I'm, forcing my friends to pick now in pubs.
Oracle? It's
Or
not going to
Oracle
work.
Alchemist, dude. This looks good.
I mean,
Digging it.
all that's going to happen is you're going to buy like an E-Blade, and then they're going to Fate Edict the person right before you hit them. Like
That's true.
That's
true.
that's the issue with the hero, is that it's sort of the same thing as Winter Wyvern, where you just pop the ultimate right as there's a CM freezing field going or something. But yeah, it's an issue. We also have now the Alchemist with the Assault Cuirass going, and my god, they're so huge, but the game doesn't feel like it's completely over. You saw right there that if Slurk does get picked off, if he doesn't have I don't know if that's going to end up happening again, what we just saw, but there's possibility back into this game.
I mean, they have the Gem Night Stalker, so maybe.
Oh, they roar him. They're going to be able to catch there, but there's going to be the ulti pulling him off for the moment. They're going to try and pull him away, but not going to be able to do it. Meanwhile, the Night Stalker is going to drop. They end up being able to find that kill, magnetize onto several. 4DR is in the midst of it, trying to do some damage, but he actually goes Sceptered himself. Oh, God, is going to have to go up to the high ground, but that's going to be the stun. I don't know if he TP'd away from that one. He actually doesn't have any way to get off of the cliff. Oh, no, Morphling, he is going to end up going down. Jubilee trying to run away, should be able to make his escape, but that was a little bit inopportune. I think that he TP'd as the stun was coming through to him. Oh, no.
Yeah. He did what he had to do. Like, he got in the back lines of the fight, tried to focus down the supports first. You have to go on Pandago. You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
I mean, that False Promise is going to do so much work in this fight, be it because of your Bat Rider or just from whoever you're trying to nuke yourself as the Morphling. But when they come in all five like that, that's not the kind of fight Ping can take. It really does count on something like that pickoff that they got onto Susie previously.
Yeah. Well, again, Zizzy, he's been able to go up, and they scan, seen that the Roche Pit is potentially going to be the next point of battle, but I don't think that they're going to be able to come back and contest this. I mean, I guess that they are going to rotate out. I think that they're in the Roche Pit, but still a couple more minutes. This is a little bit unfortunate. Do they have another smoke after this? It doesn't look like it. Yeah, this is their last smoke for a minute.
Well, that's what you gotta do. Unfortunately, no Roche though. And they have no way to scout it, which kind of stinks for them. Yeah, they have nothing. No global spells. I mean, they have Night Stalker, but it's daytime, so...
Right.
It's shifting over now, so maybe they can just try and hang it around this pit. Is this a favorable spot for them to fight? They have Bat Rider, they've got Waveform over, they've got Timbersaw. This is kind of good. Like, this terrain could work in their advantage, but over flying high yonder, the Beastmaster Hawk providing some sort of an advantage here. Look how small it is, though, during that nighttime when it's forced from the actual darkness, too.
No, it's true. It does kind of make it a little bit difficult, but they've got some really good wards down, too. These areas right here where they're able to see the movement through the map better than just sort of those normal ward spots that you have to use. It's because the Night Stalker changes that whole dynamic of vision. So still doing a good job of it. They are going to end up being able to go out for the Roshan right now. Do they spot out the Earth Spirit? They did end up being able to see him. The smoke?
Ooh, the smoke out. I like it.
They're going to be looking. Chase down this Bat Rider, but I don't think that they have any way of being able to find it. They might need to back at this point. They've still got complete vision. Roar?
Oh, there it is.
Able to catch. Oh, that's going to end up being the line going down. Meanwhile, the Timbersaw jumps in. He's going to have to run away for the moment because I don't think that they want to take this fight. They've stunned up the Alchemist on the other side, though. They were able to pull back one. Pandango is going to go down, so that hero is not going to be able to be here through the rest of the fight, but look at the freaking damage. 40R just explodes, and the Bat Rider's going to buy back. There's nothing that they can do at this stage, and GG ends up getting called. Kingdom, really good graft and really great execution.
Yeah, this game was just way too heavy for 40R. The lanes had to go so much better when you're running a Timbersaw, a Morphling, and a Bat Rider. Like, none of them, like, they're just... Yeah, 40R got his core item, the Lincoln Sphere, but he's like, out of those three heroes, the one you need to get his core item the absolute least, because all he's going to be doing is just split pushing and farming those waves, trying not to die. That's great, but unfortunately, your other four heroes can't do anything if you don't have that earlier Blink Dagger or that earlier Bloodstone. They had nothing to work with. I really like the way that Kingdom Dota played this game. They just held back, held their dire side. I mean, how often were they actually excursioning into the Radiant? Not much. They didn't need to. Like, maybe Susie would get a pick off here and there. But they didn't really like push for those really early T2s or anything. They just played the game that they knew they had to, and forced the hand of Pain Gaming, which they couldn't quite find.
Well, we're going to see what ends up happening in game number 2. Again, give us a follow on Twitter if you feel so inclined, at Lyrical Dota, at MotPax. But more importantly, continuing to follow the Summit 5 qualifiers. North American Phase 1 should be pretty fabulous. We'll see you guys in a second.